Hello, all. I don't know how familiar you are with American history, but back in the days of the Great Depression, President Roosevelt would get on the radio and do what he called fireside chats, where he would ensure, because this was a time of turmoil in our country, people were very impoverished at the time, and it's just calamity. And so, what he would do is every night he would get on the radio and ensure the country that everybody would be okay, that we would weather this storm, literally. So today we'll be having a printer side chat. I'm here with the L1800 here, and I'm just trying to be a little lighthearted because I don't like my videos to be negative. I've waited 5 weeks to really put this information out there, but I'm just going to be very forward in saying that do not purchase from Mclaud Technologies, DTF, Inc., Supplier, Printer, Supplier. Um, I won't go back further than the issue at hand because I don't want to make the company seem just terrible or anything like that. They were polite when I finally got them on the line, but basically what ended up happening was back in May, I bought the Epson 7890 from a gentleman, as you've probably watched the video already. I don't know when I'll upload this, but um, I bought the printer. Everything was fine, everything checked out, but I needed to order the inks. I usually order all of my inks, all of my consumables for DTF. I usually order that from Joss over at Kingdom DTF. And so when I went to purchase the liters, because you need about a liter of ink to fill all of these cartridges for the 7890 up twice, you need a liter of each channel. So again, Kingdom DTF, it's a small company focused on small businesses. They were especially just getting started. They sold DTG products a while back, but they switched over to DTF, and they didn't realize how great the demand would be for these printers. And so they basically, long story short, they didn't have the liters in stock of every color that I needed for each channel for the Epson 7890. So I went with Mclaud because I saw the owner get on YouTube and make almost daily videos about this, and they had an L1800 buyback program where he says he would give you, if you bought one of their printers, he would give you like $2,000 off or whatever. And so and I'm only mentioning this because he's hyping up his business to be more, not proficient, uh, established than other companies. And so I figured, hey, Kingdom doesn't have the inks in stock. I'll just go with Mclaud for the ink, and then I'll order ink from Kingdom DTF for the L1800. So I went with Mclaud. I ordered all of the entire ink set for the Epson 7890. I went to install the inks. Everything was fine. What I didn't realize was that at the warehouse, the inks congealed. Now, this is the same bottle from May, and I hope you guys can follow what I'm saying. So this is the same bottle from May. Why do I still have this bottle, you may ask? It's because with the L1800, it has a waste bottle on the back, and I'm in the shop. So since it's ink, I would like to keep good, solid, empty containers so that I could just pour the excess ink from the waste bottle into this, and I can keep on printing. I don't have to worry about dumping it or pouring it in the grass. And so I just basically save things like this because they may come in handy. So now we'll set this to the side, and all of this is relevant. So I still have this bottle from May. In the video, you may have even seen me shake up the inks, and I think I even shook them up as soon as I got them in the mail, which wasn't on film. It wasn't on camera at the time. So please keep that in mind. Same bottle since May. So when I started filming the video for me actually converting the Epson 7890, remember that I've never done this before. I just spent all of this money on just being the guinea pig to figure this out, assuming that I had quality products, you know, from the start. Uh, so when I went to run a nozzle test, everything was really fine at first, but I noticed the ink was a little bubbly or whatever. I had some head striking issues that you'll get to see here in a bit, or you've probably already watched it. So I was more focused on the head striking. So, fast forward to July, or early, I would say early August, I would say. Uh, Now I finally got the print head to stop striking. So from May to August, I've been trying to get this printer converted, and I've been recording the entire process to take you guys along for the ride. And so, uh, and that's the whole reason that I ordered from Mclaud, is so that I could do the video in a prompt, window of time, so that people could be able to try to convert it themselves. So that's why I was in a rush to use them in the first place. So what I noticed on the second fill, because I wasted a ton of inks in order to get the printer set up and everything, in the trial and error of the head strikes. So I had to open a new liter of ink, right? And so I know I haven't shaken them up probably in about 3 or 4 weeks, so I know it's going to be a little bit separated. Um, and so at that point, I shake the inks up. And so I'm syringing them out. And when I'm actually drawing the inks out, I'm actually looking and feeling the difference in the weight of the inks, because I do this every single day. I print every single day, just about. And so, but I think nothing of it. So when I go to print, I see this bubbly looking effect on my prints. And so I'm trying to figure out, why is this, I finally got it to stop striking. I've cleaned the print head. I've cleaned most of the capping assembly. Why is this ink bubbling up? So then I go back and I see where I poured it. I don't know if you can see that. I want to be fair, but I hope you can see that. But what happened is these inks actually solidified in the bottom of this container. And they were so full with inks at first that when I was shaking it, I can't see it because it's white. If it had been any other color, I may have spotted it. And so I say, okay, well, maybe it's just my fault. Maybe I let the ink set too long. So I go back to the original bottle from May, right? I haven't touched this thing since May. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to turn it around so you can see it. Maybe in the light somehow. So it's running a little bit, but all of that ink solidified, congealed at the bottom of this container from May. What this means is that it was shipped to me congealed at the bottom this way. But I know at that time that a lot of time had already passed. So if I were to bring it up to Mclaud, more than likely they would think that, well, he bought this ink in May and he just never shook it up and he's blaming it on us. That's not what they said, but I knew, trying to think levels deep, I knew that's what they would think. So then I called them just to try to get them on the phone. I wasn't irate or anything. 2.5 weeks, I called them with no response. And this is a business. This is this is Mclaud. This is an established business. Remember the L1800 buyback thing? Great customer service, lifetime guarantee and warranty on our printers. This is the same company that the owner is on, well, who I believe to be the owner. I don't want to make assumptions, but I assume he's the face of the company. He's the face of the brand. So I'm thinking, a company like Mclaud, why are they downing other, or putting themselves above other suppliers, and I can't get them on the phone? So I get the bright idea after 2.5 weeks of not receiving no, they answered the phone once. That's a lie. They answered the phone one time out of the 2.5 weeks, and she said that she would get it to she said, oh, I am customer support. You need technical support, and I'll put your number down and they'll call you back. But needless to say, I never got a call back. So I went to their Facebook page and I messaged them. They responded instantly, which is a great thing. They were polite. I sent the order number, gave them a brief description of what happened, and then I never heard anything back for a week. So I gave them a week, thinking, okay, they said they'd call me back. They now have the order number. They are taking care of it. Meanwhile, I'm still waiting on this video because I don't want to upload this video for you guys at the time and see, and especially for some of you guys that have been waiting on me to post the conversion of the Epson 7890. I would hate for you to say, okay, he ordered from Mclaud, I'm going to order from Mclaud too. And then you have these issues, and my name is attached to it. Elegant Edits is attached to it. So I wanted my videos to be transparent. I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction, even if it means even if I may have one negative video on my channel. Hopefully this will be the only one. So we've been waiting about 5.5 weeks now, and I messaged them once per week. And last week I just kind of amped it up just a little bit, and I said, hey, I'm recording this entire process, and I recorded myself shaking these bottles. They were sent to me like this. I'm not asking for a refund. I'm only asking that I can ship you back the 2 bottles that I haven't used, and could you send me 4 bottles or 4 liters of good inks, because they weren't shaken at the factory. I shouldn't need a paint shaker. I'm being ridiculous. I shouldn't need one of those Home Depot paint stirrers or shakers to agitate this thing in order to just add the inks to my printer. And so when they finally reached back to me on the chat, they said, hi, we're still processing it, which I know that's a lie, because for me to get an update from the company, I have to Facebook message them. That's for me to get an update. Also, if someone said that I did something, wrong in my business practices and that they would ship the items to me, personally, I would either just comp it to them for the sake of my name, because my name means something, Elegant Edits means something to me, or I would say, hey, send us the 2 liters back first. When we get the 2 liters of ink, we'll open one and see, what's happening on with this. But once we receive the 2 liters, we'll send you the 4. None of that has been established. So what's being processed? Not asking for a refund. I just want good inks, and I told them I just want some good inks so that I can know what to tell my subscribers, because this video, which my channel is growing really fast thanks to all these. There's a positive note. People from China and Germany and all these I've never spoken to anyone from Germany before, so that gives you my history of how much I travel. So I never thought I would receive such an overwhelming amount of support and responses from you guys, so thank you for that. I really appreciate you watching my content. But I was telling them my channel is small right now, but since there's no video from what I've seen of a conversion of the Epson 7890, this video has the potential to be seen by hundreds of people, and they're going to make a determination of whether or not they're going to use your inks or someone else's based on what they see in this video, possibly. And I'm going to be transparent. And I said, I'm not trying to blast your company or anything like that, but again, 5.5 weeks, no response. But the company is still making videos weekly promoting these printers, and I don't have an issue with that. The biggest beef is that have integrity, do the right thing, no matter if it hurts. I've replaced orders of shirts. I've been doing this, like I said, 10 years. I've replaced orders of shirts before, but it's what you do to make a wrong right and hopefully build a business relationship. And so the biggest beef, as I didn't tell you, but the biggest beef that I have is that you advertise your business as professional, a real supplier. I haven't seen their videos in a while, but what you advertise is customer support, lifetime guarantee, lifetime warranty, um, quality products. These are things you champion. You are still promoting trying to sell more printers to the public when you can't even service the current customer base you already have. It's backwards. Kingdom DTF is by far, in my opinion, the best source for DTF consumables. I'm not saying, and from what I've experienced, and I've ordered from several other companies, I won't mention the names, but I just didn't think that their products were of the same quality. I've never seen static in my sheets, which if you go to press your shirts, you go to press a DTF transfer to one of your shirts or garments, and you get that little adhesive white uh, spread around it, and you have to hit it again with the Teflon sheet or the craft sheet um, to get it off. I've never experienced that with Kingdom DTF sheets. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But I've experienced it with countless others. But do not order from Mclaud. If you watch my videos, please, you can still make this choice, but I'm saying from what I've experienced and what others have sent me in private messages that didn't know I had an issue with Mclaud. They just asked if it was a good company, and I said I don't know yet. I was still being fair. I said I don't know. I've heard of other people's having great experiences with it, and you may have great experiences with them. I'm just sharing with you rather my truth. It doesn't have to be yours. And as always, stay elegant.